Howdy, howdy. Welcome to another mail day. Long overdue. I haven't done one in a couple weeks because of vacation travels, but I am super excited to share with you these two boxes. I've got lots of buys, lots of trades, lots of Kickstarters to go through, but these two boxes especially, I'm very excited for it. You won't have to wait long for this one because this one was a buy, but this one I'll go over at the end because it is a large box and there is a large quantity of things inside. So grab your coffee, grab your Dr. Pepper, grab your soda, whatever you're drinking, and let's take a look at first the things I bought, the backers, the crowdfunding that I got, and then the trades that I did, and then we'll open up this bad boy because there is a lot in here. It's not one giant item. It is lots of items. So thank you guys for watching. Like this video if you like what you see at any time. Let me know what you think about what I got, and let's go into my purchases. All right, so we got the room reset. You can see our lovely dragon box. The prisoner is watching over us. Should we want her to watch over us? First off, we're gonna go over our purchases. Like I said, this first two come from Mr. The Legends, or Legendary's Lair on Whatnot. This was a single pack just because I wanted to get into what he had for the buyer's giveaway. And I think it was just a token pack. And yeah, nothing. I mean, there you go. There's a Selva rare foil. So that's cool. So that'll be some trade. But what I'm excited for is the singles stream he did, which was a few weeks ago. That'll tell you how long it's been since I did a mail day. But he did a single stream, and I am very excited for everything that I got because I got to fill some holes in my collection, which I do hope I get to show you in a couple weeks here. So we've got a foil Hester Dust, a foil Power of 3. I really want to use this card playing, but I just haven't found a great place for it yet. And then I got a Formless in the Bloodline and a Formless, I think I won this one, Diakonos. I think this was a, what do you call it, giveaway. So I'm very excited for that. So a couple things to fill in my holes. You know, he didn't have a whole lot of Umbrathine that he was doing, but all the ones that I needed, I think I got that he did. There might have been one, like I said, it was a couple weeks ago. So I'm pretty excited to have those singles to fill. This one, the Wonders people are like, one of one? No. This is a trade that I did online. Let's see if I can get this thing open here. This is a trade I did online for some Marvel cards. We did it through ePack, which if you're not familiar with ePack, basically it's like a digital trading platform. So you actually open up the cards, you open up packs on the website, but they're actual physical cards. You're just opening them up digitally. And then you can collect the cards, trade them in for upgrades. That's my word for it. Different parallels that are only available. So if you collect like 10 of these guys, you can trade them for a certain color that's not available in regular pack pulls. Anyways, I ended up trading for some Marvel covers. These are covers of the comic books that I already have. So I'm gonna stick these #1 spots with those comic covers, just a little collection thing. I'm not, you know, now that I've got these cards, but as I was waiting for these cards, I was like, man, do I really want to do this another 30 times? So that's about how many times how many cards I need to do. So I might just do it with specific ones that I really enjoy. I'm not going to do it with like, I don't even know, some X-Men characters that I just don't care about. But I already have these, so glad to have these #1 spots. Won't be worth anything, but it'll just be nice to have in my collection. I'm especially excited for the Fantastic Four. This is a great run, by the way. And that's a beautiful Alex Ross cover. And then the Daredevil as well. So excited to have those. And another non-Wonders buy that I got is actually, well, it is a Wonders buy, but it is this pin. So this comes from Licensed Pins and Apparel. And I got I think it's Red Stooling Hunter. There you go. And this one is, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the Sulfera guy. I like, as a tertiary thing, I collect pins. It's not something I seek out or chase, but if one comes across, I will definitely buy it. And a lot of pins are overpriced because they know they're going after the collector market. I think this was $10, so I thought that was very, very reasonably priced. And this will go well with my other Wonders pins that I got. I got a big old package here from Circle Squirts on Whatnot. Shout out Circle Squirts on Whatnot. I had some cards come out of the bag there. And, oh, here we go. The other pin that I got from Circle Squirts. And that was, I'd tell you what, I'm excited to open these because I remember that was a fun night. He did a stream and the box was hot, and I normally don't get to go through hot boxes. I don't normally hit when everyone else is hitting. You know, I'm the guy that comes to the casino and sits at the blackjack table and everyone's hitting, but me. But this was a good box for me. So I just kept buying packs. I think I bought 3 or 4 packs. Or no, you know what it was? I bought 3 packs because that's my rule, buy 3 packs. And then he did a deal on the last 4 because the OCM hit. And I ended up taking the last 4. And unfortunately, the last 4 did not hit. But did have some fun getting some packs there. So here's all of the non-hits essentially, and basically the packs that didn't hit. So, you know, just your basic common foils there. We got some epics, epic in the back. So nothing too much to call home about. I did get some giveaways as well. So I got Iron Shield promo card and another promo. Who is that? Sunforge? Yeah, I don't know who that is. That's one of the early backer box exclusives. So yeah, so very excited for those. And here are the hit that I got out of those packs. And most of these will be for trade, but I'm excited to get these. So I got another promo here. So I think I won 3 givvies that night, which is just crazy. So let's see here. Dark Healer is pretty cool. Okay, so here's a couple more packs. And we're looking for the hits here. All right, here we go. So we got a Red Stooling Hunter right here. And out of here, you know what? Maybe I wasn't hitting that night. I thought I was. Maybe I was just hitting the, we got a rare. Maybe I was just hitting the giveaways. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. But anyways, it was still a fun night. You know, it's one of those things you don't remember what happened, but you remember how you felt. Maya Angelou, I believe, that had that quote. You know, people don't remember what you told them, but they remember how you made them feel. Maybe that's what went on, because I'm not seeing anything in here that was particularly great, but I still had a fun night. I do remember that night, so very excited. Thank you, Circle Squirts, for the fun time there. All right, and then finally, this bad boy here. So I bought this on eBay, and I had no idea what I was buying. It was originally listed, I believe, for like $300, and I'm like, this is not worth $300. I said, it's actually worth about 80 or 100, but let me do an offer for 50. And so I did an offer for 50, and they countered and said, all right, well, let's do 60. And I was like, yeah, sure, great. Because I think 60 is kind of the bare minimum of where this card should be. And what I did not realize is that $60 also came with eBay authentication. And I've never done this before. So if you don't know, eBay authentication is when you buy it from the seller, instead of the seller shipping it to you, they ship it to eBay, essentially. I'm sure it's a third party, but they ship it to them. And they actually authenticate it. They make sure it's a real card. They don't grade it, but they make sure that you're not buying a proxy, or you're not buying a fake, essentially. So very excited. Make sure I don't have any information on here. To have Nocturna of Umberthine authenticated, guarantee authenticated, foil. So $60 is about the market on a trade. I think if you're gonna go on eBay, you're probably gonna expect to pay a little bit more, but I'm very excited to get this for what I got it for. In fact, I even had it kind of, confirmed that that's the market price right now, because there's someone else is selling it for 60. So I'm very happy that I was able to work out that deal, if you can call it a deal. And the authentication process was not very frustrating, but if you've never done it before, it does take a few weeks, because the seller has to send it to eBay, and it's got to sit in their queue. Then they got to authenticate it, and then they got to ship it back to you. So, if you buy something authenticated, it is nice, but don't do it for anything you need right away because it does take a few weeks. And after a week after I bought this, I saw that I know it shipped because I got the shipping notification, but I still don't have it in hand. And that's when I looked online and I was like, oh, it comes with the authentication. So I don't know if that's something that costs extra or, and it makes my deal even better. But I'm very excited to have this. So foil Nocturna. Now the last thing that I need is the formless foil. And boy, let me tell you, one sold on eBay for $300 and that's a steal. That's the only one I've seen sold on eBay. And it is like pulling teeth to try to find, even just to find a formless foil Nocturna. There's a gentleman in the Discord that is doing all formless foils and it was the last one that he got because it's so hard to find. So I'm not sure what it is. I feel like the other the other first forms you can find. In fact, I even have one, Arius, if anyone's interested in trading or maybe buying. But the formless foil Nocturna is just tough to find. So very glad to at least have the foil added to my collection. All right, moving on to my purchases. This is something that we've been getting for years now. We're on a subscription plan essentially, but I never really considered it being a part of my crowdfunding, backing, whatever you call it, but I thought it'd be fun to share at least once. This is Brave Books. This is a monthly kids book subscription essentially. And I don't know how much it is now. I think we pay $30 a month. So it's basically a book a month for $30, but it is a very good deal, I think. I think it also comes with free, they have a TV subscription. I just haven't checked it out. But you get a book every month and it's actually a really high quality book. It's actually a good thick book. It's not just like 10 pages of story. Well written, well illustrated. They often come with collectibles. They have a trading card game, which I hope my son gets into someday. They come with stickers, but what I really like is the stories are, they follow a team called Team Brave. The first saga was kind of written by conservative influencers, and they were kind of hit and miss. But now it seems like they have a through line, so to speak. They have a set team of adventurers called the Brave. I can't remember what the name is, but the head guy is named Valiant, and the hippo's name is Eva. Those are my son's favorite. We've been getting these for years. I got them originally for my daughter, but she was already a little too old. That's Valiant. But my son's enjoying them now. He's 3. And so he's really enjoying them. And you can see the art is really beautiful. To get something like this every month, and this is high quality stuff. They really know what they're doing. And it's a good book, good story. And what I really enjoy too is once you finish the story, there are lessons in the back. Not lessons, but games, where you can use it as a teaching moment. So based on what you did, so I guess there's crocodiles or whatever. So there's a game you can play here. They have modifications if you have too young of kids or maybe just one kid. But there's games in here and kind of like a lesson plan there. And so I really enjoy it. It is marketed as like Christian conservative books that you can raise your kids on. And, that's kind of why I got it. But really, it's just really good, high quality books. It's a lot of fun. They did release their own trading card game. So they give you a card sometimes with the books. They're pretty cool. They're not bad. I haven't really looked into it. I think you can just buy the full set online, but my son's way too young for that. So I really like this one. So truly, terribly, awful, wonderful. Not sure what that one's going to be at. Sometimes you can kind of tell what they're about from the title. But yeah. So, anyways, Brave Books. They're a lot of fun. So if you haven't checked them out, that interests you, by all means, go ahead and check it out. Very excited to get this one here. We've got another Kickstarter for a book that I really enjoyed. This one's called Rise. This is an independent comic, and this superhero basically gets his superpowers from his self-confidence. And you think that's kind of like weird. That's kind of like, what does that mean, self-confidence? Well, if he is confident in himself and his abilities, he gets really strong. But what happens when he does something he's ashamed of? What happens if he does something he's ashamed of and then there's trouble in the city? He has to try to be that superhero, but he's depowered essentially, or has less powers. And, as a man, I think you can agree that sometimes when you are losing your self-confidence, it compounds. So it impacts your work, and then it impacts your relationships, and then it impacts your spirituality, and then it impacts, you know, your parenting. Everything just kind of spirals out of control. And so this is a really good book. And number 2 left off on an insane cliffhanger. Number 1 was really good. Number 2 was pretty cool because he had an action scene, but you know, he's like, Superman can't just catch a building because he would just punch through the building. Like there's tons and tons and tons of stuff coming in around him. It's, you know, it's like trying to catch maybe like a falling block of cheese on a toothpick, right? Like the toothpick will just go through the cheese will keep falling. So they actually address that in the comic, which is pretty cool. But number 2, something happens, and I was emotionally like, I gotta put this down for a second because that's way too heavy, but in a good way. And so it ends on a cliffhanger. So very excited to finally read number 3. I think number 2 came out at the end of last year, maybe at the beginning of this year. So not too long of a wait. They're pretty much making these and then shipping them. So maybe about 2 or 3 a year, but very excited. I think it closes out the arc. And so I'm excited to finish that one. Another one that I'm giving a trial for that I've heard good things about is Flip City. And this is like modern day Mad magazine. And they're 24 issues in. 25 I backed, but I'm a little concerned because it hasn't made their goal yet, which is interesting because everything else has. But yeah, I'm it seemed like an interesting idea, and you can get all the digitals on the back catalog. But yeah, the lady who does this did an interview on a YouTube channel that I really enjoy. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a pretty cool thing. A little bit expensive, I think, for something that I'm taking a chance on. I think it was $20 or $25, but we'll see how it looks. And, you know, it could be, you know, just some good laughs. You know, we don't always need a good story. Sometimes we just need a good laugh. So excited for that one. Another Kickstarter that I did, let me make sure that this doesn't have my info on it, because it looks like it came with a card. Another Kickstarter I did is for, I believe it's from Orion Press, and they had, they were giving away free pop sockets if you join their Substack. And then also they had a Kickstarter to back the trading card, and I went ahead and backed the trading card and the comic. And so I think he's saying here, yeah, ComC Orion is the name of the comic book. It looks really well drawn. The creator, I think this is his first outing, but he seems to have a really good head on his shoulders. He did an interview and I was like, yeah, he sounds like he knows what he's doing. I'm very excited to have this pop socket. I don't use pop sockets, but I think I have something that I want to put it on. So it's something that I want to have like standing up on my desk. So yeah, very cool. And that is like super high quality too. I like that. And that's the superhero here too. The trading card looked really cool too. So I was happy to back that. So ComC Orion, I believe I already backed it, but you can find that on Fund My Comic as well. Got a big old box here. Comes with a few things. Thankfully I didn't open that on camera because it has my name on the inside. Miss Mina and the Midnight Guardians. This is from a company called Funtime Go. I backed one of their books before. That was a really funny, interesting story. The Funtime Go is like, what do you call them? Roller derbiers versus kaiju. So that was pretty cool. Actually, this might be that one. This might be their, yeah. This is the next campaign that I backed, Miss Mina and the Midnight Guardians. So this is the roller crew. But yeah, so anyways, let's see here. I love that they come with these envelopes. It says start here. And you open it up. It has like all the extra things. You know, they don't just throw it in the bag. They actually put it in here. So I'm gonna open this carefully. And it says thank you. Comes with a bookmark, a really nice bookmark, by the way. It is a little bit big, but you know, if you got a big book, that's cool. And then we got some trading cards. I did back the trading cards. I didn't on the first one, but they're really good because they actually look like trading cards on the back. So I'm very excited for that. And so these are the kaiju here. So very excited for that. Comes with a little letter. Of course, they're gonna, you know, talk about the campaign and talk about the team and talk about the next campaign. But really more specifically, what you're backing is the book, and the books are high quality as well. So they come packaged in peanuts and everything. They come on this bubble wrap. So let me get this bubble wrap off. This team, I don't know anything about them. I think I'd learned about them again, where I learned about most of my Kickstarters. I learned about them from YouTube interviews that they do. John's Long Box, Thinking Critical, Comics Trope, even Miller Time. They do interviews with people. So their covers are a bit cheesecakey. This was the least cheesecakey cover. But they are hardcover books, and I'm not going to open this just yet, but it is oversized. This is not your typical trade size. So this is oversized. And of course, it comes with all the goodies in the bag as well. So you got what was in the Start Here bag, but then you also, this one came with a patch. That's an actual patch. Stickers, not sure what those are, maybe prints. And then you get a koa as well for the, oh, that's right, I got a signed print, I believe is what it was. So yeah, so I got a koa here for Bart's ear. So that's pretty cool. And I got number 50 of 250. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so it is a little cheesecakey. You can tell that patch. That's not something I'm going to be putting on a backpack anytime soon. But the story is actually a lot of fun. It's just turn your brain off, popcorn fun. This one looks like it'll be a blast to read and to get through. So excited to have that. And then I got one more here, and then we'll go into my trades. Ah, yes, Rebound. This is another one. I read this one actually with Rise on the same day, and I really enjoyed it. Rebound. So I did get the vintage, classic, whatever you call it, cover. Normally on Kickstarters, I just get the A cover, but this one, I can't turn down a classic cover. This one's a lot of fun. This is basically like a Spider-Man character. I know people don't like saying these things like that, but that's how my mind works. He has the ability to react or rebound off of things. So as long as he keeps moving, he can be a hero. But they have a very classic Peter and Mary Jane relationship with a girl in the school. It is very well drawn. I really enjoyed it. It's just good classic superhero-y stuff. So if you like, I would say Silver Age, maybe Gold Age stuff. It's not, the interiors are not like this. The interiors are very modern. But it was a lot of fun. It's just a good classic, like high school age, become superhero type of story. So I'm actually gonna reread number one before I read this one. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So I'm glad to have that. So those are all of my crowdfundings. They were all comic books today, but very excited to have lots of good stuff to read. Nothing's gonna be read immediately unless someone's like, hey, Justin, can you do a video on this? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? But yeah, very good. Now I'm gonna go into my trades. I got a few trades, and then I'll go into that big box, that big mystery box of things that I am excited to show you. All right, let's get into some trades. This first one comes from the Discord, True Story, No Lie. Appreciate you, and you'll notice a little bit of a duplicate here. Power of 3. I guess I didn't write down that I had bought it, so I got another one, which is fine. I'll use it for trades. And a foil Bone Skewer Spear. Very excited to have that one. That is an uncommon. So I think this was the last uncommon foil I needed. So I have a full uncommon foil Umbrathine set. So very excited for that one. And then this one, Bare Bones OCM, only 99 were printed. I got number 97. If anyone wants the number 97, I will happily trade this for another number, because the numbers don't matter to me. If I have to pick a number, I'll want 13. I'm one of those losers that thinks 13 is their lucky number. I'll take a number 13. But if anyone's interested in the number 97, I will trade it, but I want another Bare Bones in its place. So yeah, I know a lot of those high numbers, people like it because it's their birth year. So that's fine if you want that, but I need a Bare Bones. With this, the only OCM I need is, I believe, Pollen Spewer is what it's called. That one I haven't seen a lot of. I don't know where those are all hiding, but now I have all the token OCMs for Umbrathine except for that Pollen Spewer. So thank you, True Story, No Lie, for that really good trade. All right, this next one comes from Big Joe. Very excited to have this one. Good trade as well. We did a PWE, and he packages it very nicely, even for a PWE, plain white envelope. So we've got a Keeper of Drury Skulls. I think this was, again, to just complete my uncommon collection. So excited to have that. We got a Deep Pincer. There we go. Very good. Dark Magic Hydra foil, common foil. I actually pack pulled from my Kickstarter box the formless foil. So I'm very excited because this guy is very popular in the formless foil treatment. but the regular foil has eluded me until now. We also got a blasting duel, common foil, and then a dark iron city. I'm not sure. I think I needed this for a deck. I don't think I needed it for the collection, but excited to have that. So Big Joe, I already threw the package away. Big Joe 76 on the Discord. Cool guy, cool trade, great packaging, even for a PWE. I'm very excited. Oh, look, there's the charging Pulpo. I think I needed that for a deck as well. So yeah, very excited to get those. And next comes with Binless. Shout out to Binless. I had to play him first round in a tournament, and I think he took it easy on me, but we had a lot of fun. It was my first tournament to play. I'm gonna do a replay of the tournament, but once it's over. I don't want to show his deck ahead of time if he doesn't want me to. But we had a good trade, and let's see what we got from Mr. Binless. We got a foil Kira, which is very cool. We got a foil Cave Dwelling Toebiter, which is cool. And we got a foil Flying Scuzzer. I don't, these trades, like I said, it's been a couple weeks since I've done them because I haven't done a mail day in a couple weeks. So I don't remember at this point what I traded for it. But I can tell you, I think everyone's always happy with the trades that I offer. So yeah, so 3 common foils from Mr. Binless. Thank you, Binless, for that. This next trade comes from Jangle Leg Jones. We've also done a deal before, so excited for this one. Oh, you know what? This one has something exciting for it. I had something he really, really wanted, and he didn't have too much of things that I wanted. And so he threw in something that I normally don't ever get. I'll give you a quick spoiler. What? I should have done it this way. It's a slab. But first, let's see here. Oh, no, that wasn't that trade. I wish I remember what I traded him. It must have been good. So we got another foil Cave Drilling Toebiter because I'm terrible about writing down. It's another duplicate. I'm terrible about writing down when I got trades, and so I'll make trades for the same card. We did get a Farmless foil Reforged Summoning Platform. Excited for that one. Another foil Kura. Man, lots of duplicates here. Hey, a foil Mystical Albiala. So I'm excited to have that one. A formless Gorash. All right, this must have been a big trade. I don't know what I gave him. Oh, that's right. I gave him a bunch. I think about 50 cards, and 8 of them were mythics. 8 or 10 of them were mythics. So yeah, he basically cleaned me out, but I helped him finish his paper set. That's what it was. So yeah, he had some of these foil things, and I helped him finish it. I think there was something else in there, but I can't remember. Anyways, formless foil Gorash, foil Autumn Essence Animated. Excited for that one, and Deep Pincer as well. So I think lots of duplicates in here, but that's fine. Excited to have this one. So I don't think I have the paper of this, but if I run a deck, I'll at least have this to use. And finally, to bring the comps up, he had to throw in something extra. That's why I think there was something else in there. I think there was something else in there because I feel like this is worth the papers I traded, but maybe not. Never go off of your feelings. Use your facts and logic here. And he threw this in, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that. And unfortunately, his was the only, he only had it in graded. So I did have the first promo edition on my list just as a want. You know, on my spreadsheet, I have needs and wants. Needs are things that I need for my collection or need for a deck. Wants are things that like I just want to have, but I'm not chasing them. He said, I have the promo the first. He said, but I actually have it slabbed. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I got another slab. And this is actually my first tag slab. It was a lot of fun to be able to scan the QR code and look at it online. This is the only one that's been slabbed. I don't know how many of these are in existence. I'm gonna guess 200, 250, because I think that's about how many people went to the shattering. I could be wrong on that. And look at that, I got my card holders right here. So excited to have this one. Ironically, he got a card that I wanted, a Formless Foil Mythic that I wanted. And I was like, hey, what do you want for it? And he's like, I'll take a Formless promo the first. They're all Formless, but I'll take a promo the first. And I was like, maybe. Then I ended up tracking down another one. So sorry, Jangle. Yeah, so that'll go right there, I think. And this will, I really want to keep this. I think this is something that is so cool to have, especially having the only tagged, the only graded one. I'm not saying that others won't be graded. I think the others should be graded, you know, even for the protection. But this is, I think, going to be super valuable in a couple decades. Nothing to send your kids to school for, but I think it's really cool. So, you know, I want to hang on to it. But if it comes down to this or the Nocturna Formless, I will probably trade you this for the Formless Foil Nocturna. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Yeah, I'm excited to have that. I don't expect to have it. I really don't expect to have it for long. I think I'd rather have a completed collection than this. But if I can, I'm going to do everything I can to hold on to this. So thank you, Jangle. And then this last one I have here is from a new trader. This is the first time we've done a deal. And again, very well shipped, very well packaged. I know what I traded. I traded a foil first form for this. So you know it's going to be good. I got a foil Divine Bloodbearer. I've been having a lot of fun playing this guy in my Reanimate deck. And, you know, he does have one of the best flavor texts. And so I pack pulled on a Whatnot stream the Common Foil Marianas Athalwin, I think is what it was. And she's just been sitting there, haven't found anyone that wanted her. And this guy wanted her for Divine Bloodbearer. So I was like, yeah, cool, awesome. And I think actually he showed this on Discord. He was like, hey, here's what I pulled out of this pack. And I was like, I just messaged him, hey, I'm interested in that. So sometimes I'll, you know, I'm active in the Discord. I don't just lurk. But if you post something that I want, I will send you a message because I really do want to trade. And I have no problem interrupting someone's day to see if I can make it better by trading them for something that they want. So lots of good stuff. I'm very excited for this. So I know this completes my uncommon rainbows, formless rainbows. And I believe this puts me pretty close to my rare rainbows as well. I hope to finish those off next week. And this was a longer video. I'm not done because I do have the big chunker box to show you. But I will tell you this, trading has definitely slowed down. Collector boxes are really drying up and people are finally completing their collections. And so I do not expect to have mail days as large as they have been in my last few videos. This one was large because it's been 2 or 3 weeks. But I know like next week, I don't have anything that's coming in this week, I don't think. So mail days will be more sparse, so they won't be as long from now on. But I do want to keep it weekly. But yeah, I'm very excited for this Formless first. Promo Formless. They're all Formless. Promo first. All right, let's go into that large chunky box to show you and look at, because I haven't even opened it, what I got. This box is so big, and unfortunately, you know, I'm stuck in the corner of my office to do this. I'm going to show you the box and then I'm going to put it off to the side while I reveal what's inside. But this was a really interesting purchase. It is from someone's collection. In fact, it is someone's collection, but I ended up paying cash. I didn't want to put it under the buys because it came from someone. It wasn't bought from a store or e-commerce. But this was someone that visits my town and we've been trying to get a game together. He also collects Marvel cards, which is pretty cool. But he ended up saying the game is too expensive for him, which I understand that. But you know, a little word of encouragement, you know, you don't have to go all in like everyone else. I'm the same way. I'm like, why is this game so expensive? I can't have everything that I want. But you just got to know your limits. And actually, I've had more joy trying to collect just Umberthine than trying to collect everything else. So yeah, don't ever get discouraged like that. But you know, I also understand this guy already collects Marvel cards. He's got a family. He's traveling a lot, I think. And so, you know, this was just a little bit too much for him. So I ended up buying his collection off of him. And he actually took my first offer, which makes me a little concerned that I overpaid for it. But I've never bought a collection before. So I'm excited to open this up and show you what's inside. I can show you what's inside the top here. Basically, I believe I'm basically just buying his Kickstarter. So we start off with the Petraea Collector's Guide. I am not collecting these. I just want the Umberthine. And no one wants to trade me my Heliosynth. So I will happily trade you Petraea for Umberthine. All right. And I don't know how much more I'll be able to take out of here with just one hand. But we've got some cards in there. And we've got, we're going to throw those away. Hey, we got a 2-player box set in here. And we've got some player mats. And looks like Thalwind, maybe Boundless. So let me put this off to the side and I will set up my phone to where we can actually take a look at everything. All right, so like I said, a little awkward because I'm doing this in the corner of my office. I got a little table here that I, am not using, so I get to do this in the corner. So we've got actually that's a big box of cards. So he included 2 of these paper play mats. I don't keep these. I don't think those are worth anything or even worth keeping. Let me look at these here. I'm surprised he has so many play mats because this is not a large box. So let's look at these each one, and I hope the crinkling doesn't bother you. So we've got what looks like a Patria playmat. No, this might be, I don't know what playmat this is. I'm gonna guess Patria because it's kind of green, but it's also a little bit more blue. And it's got the forestry there. I don't know which playmat that is, but that is super nice. I'm excited to have some playmats. And I did trade for an Umber-themed mat, so I'm finally getting my Umber-themed mat. We got I believe this isn't Boundless. This must be Thalwind. One of the Thalwind mats. So that's exciting. And then we got an uncommon mat. There we go. This one's definitely a Thalwind. I don't know if I have this one or not. I know I have I don't think I have this one. This is cool. I'm glad to have this one. Uncommon playmat. I love that the playmats are have rarities. All right, so he has this in a 2-player box, but I don't think it's a 2-player box. I think it's just a box full of cards. Let's see. Oh, it is a 2-player box. So he's got the decks in here, and that's exciting. More play mats, the stones. So I'm guessing the cards are with the box of cards that he already has. Yeah, I don't see any collector packs in here. So let's see what we got. So all the cards are in this box here. So let me take this off. And we're just gonna go quickly. I imagine he's gonna have the hits in a different bag, but I don't know. So we've got a lot of these tag bags that are just full of cards. So let's see if he has any separated. And if not, we'll have to go through them. All right, so we did go through the cards here. These look to be all papers because he's got a bunch of top-loaded cards in the box. So I'm gonna guess that these are all papers, but I will be going through these individually because you never know when a card gets missed. Sometimes you get that surprise mythic inside of a bunch of commons that you have. All right, so I'm gonna look at the top loaders last. We got a couple more boxes in here. Let's see what we got. Another set of starter decks. So we got the starter decks that were in the box, and we've got another set here. And we've got some loose cards. Let's see what's in here. All right, so we've got, okay, so there's a top loaded card here. So more paper cards. I'm guessing, not sure why these are sitting out loose, but let's see. So a bunch of paper cards here. Some of these are like that's in a thing. Yeah, some of these are in top sleeves, regular sleeves. So that looks like to be more paper cards. And hey, we've got some quill sleeves in here. So they have purchased from Legendary's Lair on Whatnot. So it looks like we just got a whole bunch of more papers here in a row. So let me grab all these and take these out. Man, a lot of these cards are stacking up here. It was a deeper box than I thought it was gonna be. More papers here. All right, now we can get to the top loaded stuff. So let's see what we got here. What did they top load? Let's see, Endless Ram. Let's see, okay, so those are all comments. Looks like he top loaded or maybe started top loading all of his foil hits and obviously stopped, much like many of us did. I was running out of top loaders when I was opening my Kickstarter box. So just looking at what we got here, nothing too crazy to call home about. Yeah, nothing, these are all uncommons. And let's keep going. This one's just sleeved, Iron Citadel. Let's see what we got. Maybe he didn't back on Kickstarter. Maybe he just bought stuff because I'm not seeing Kickstarter exclusive stuff. So more foils. Hey, there's an epic foil, Mecha Lion, cool. More epic, so it looks like we got the epic part of the collection here. And then this is probably the uncommon. All right, so it looks like we're getting to the good stuff. Palindrome, I think that's the OCM that I need. If you have an OCM palindrome, let me know. All right. And what do we got here? Okay, so we got some, I think he's got it in order. So we kind of went backwards. Formless foil, some papers. What is that? A mythic. Emma. Hey, we got a mythic foil, Razia. Cool. And not sure why that's in there. Mythic Jarambe. Hey, we got a couple OCMs here. All right, now we're getting to the good stuff. OCM Endless Ram. OCM Prickly Brambleberry. That's a token. Demonic Wolfbane. Okay, we got some of that. Let's see here. Okay, some foils. So that's just a token. Let's see here. All right, and then some more regular foils. Nothing I'm seeing to call home about. And then some upside down foils. All right, so I think we got to the good part of the box. So let's pull these out and look at these. All right, so here are some formless foils, it looks like. So Seer's Gaze, Sylvari, Lunar, these are all commons, but that's okay. Hey, there's a surprise Witch Warden in there. Okay, so there's some common foils, that's good. So I think we're up to, at least at this point, we're almost up to what I paid for the box, so on market value. Let's see here. We've got an epic foil, Strange Mutated Mass. Hey, there we go. There's an Aestrox A9. Oh, a formless Indra's Citadel. I like that. A lot of people want that one. We've got another foil mythic. Very excited. Rare formless. Ah, I knew it. I knew it. So yeah, we got a playtest quill. Did you get excited? But as soon as I saw the text, I was like, no, this is a playtest. That's funny. All right, let's see what else we got. Formless, uncommon. Okay, yeah. More, hey, there we go. There's a Strange Mutated Mass alt art. And I had one and I traded, so I know that's a good deal there. And then some more formless there. And let's see what else. Oh, there's some, I think that's it. There's a few more top loaded here and then some more papers. So let's see what we got here. Formless Techno Historian. I know a lot of people want this one formless, so that's cool. Formless goggles and a mind. I haven't had a mind yet. What does this one even do? When you activate any Wonder's tap ability, copy its effect. Cool. That's cool. Must suck to go against a throne deck, but yeah, cool. All right, so, and then we got some more papers in here, which I'm gonna guess are all just commons and uncommons and rare. So, you know, I bought a pretty good sized collection, a lot of papers here. It's gonna take a little bit to sort through, but I'm happy with it. You know, I got more trade bait, nothing that I really see that I needed. Couple more starter decks I'm excited to have. I really hope my daughter enjoys this game because I really love to play with her. She's 11 or 12, and yeah. So it looks like he got, I don't think he kickstarted because I don't see any promo cards in here unless he sold those separately, but looks like he got into the game, did a few whatnot purchases, got a few starter packs, and kind of knew what he was doing because he, I'm gonna guess that since I only see this test Emma and Quill, I hope he didn't get tricked into buying them. Yeah, I was kind of like, oh no, I knew it was a tester. And I'm gonna guess this Emma's a test too because the text doesn't look right. Yeah. So yeah, pretty good cards here. So if you see anything, I'm gonna go through these and of course process them and put them on my spreadsheet. But if you saw anything on the video, reach out to me, American Texan, on the Discord, and we can do some trades. Especially if you want that guy right there, we can definitely trade for him. Especially if you got the Nocturna. I would love to have the Nocturna. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe and all the YouTube stuff. I'm going to try to have more consistent videos now that vacationing's over, and when I go on vacation, I'll try to have some videos there as well for you to continue watching. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Adios.